What did you get into first? Boxing? I know you do Muay Thai.
Boxing.
That's what you got into first?
Boxing. I went to Puerto Rico, and they had a gym with some Olympic fighters, Nicolas, and fuck is his name? Well, there were 2 Olympic fighters in there, an older guy and a younger dude. One guy was like a heavyweight, and one brought a silver and one brought a bronze. I remember, and whatever. They had a free gym.
In PR.
Well, I fought in New York with just fighting because everybody fucking picked on me because I was, excuse my French, and nobody get mad, you know, don't be, but y'all, everybody says this word all day long, but they want to fucking, you know, but I was the nigga in my neighborhood. I was the only white Puerto Rican. I was getting chased by all the Puerto Ricans, all the Dominicans, all the brothers. Everybody chased me. Everybody wanted to fight me. So I went to Puerto Rico. You know, I said, well, fuck it, I'll go to Puerto Rico. It's too crazy. I was getting into all these problems. I went to Puerto Rico, and same shit. Kids were out there like, everybody knows each other. So they're looking at me and they're like, who the fuck is this dude? They're like, yo, you from New York? I'm like, yeah, you know, yeah, what's up? You know, I put my hand out, and they're like, nah, man, we're gonna fight. Everybody wanted to fight me, and fucking, so they had a gym, and I joined the gym, and I boxed, and half of the kids that I fought were in the gym already. That's why I got my ass kicked a lot, because they were all boxers, you know, like, every time I threw one punch, I got 5. I'm like, how did that happen, bro? But, you know, became friends, and had a whole little crew of boxing dudes, and in Puerto Rico, we just fought other towns. You know, I was in Sidra, and we fought kids from Calle and kids from Magua Buena, and kids from other little towns that come over. And it was fun, you know. And you still see some of those people, and I still see a couple of people on Facebook till this day. I'm like, yeah, remember me? Like, oh, fuck you. But you know, I used to get chased a lot, man. I was the white boy. You know, and then when I got into metals, forget about it. Nobody in my neighborhood understood metal. There was 1 or 2 gangbanger dudes that got me into the metal. But other than that, 99.5% of my neighborhood, man, you know, it was like disco, hip hop, you know.
Well, like you said, the neighborhood you grew up in was like gangland. It was gang infested. Yeah. When you were younger, were you part of any of those gangs?
Mesero Boys. Started my own thing called the Mesero Boys. And we were kids, you know, but we had Latin King colors. We had, you know, it was yellow and black. And damn, I might even have a photo of that somewhere. Actually, I'll send it to you. It's an old photo.
Word.
And we were just kids around the neighborhood, stuff like that. Nothing serious, you know. The neighborhood was too serious. There's too much serious shit to get into. Yeah. A lot of my friends got into other cliques and shit. A lot of the cliques that were around now all became MC clubs, you know, like the dirty ones and well, not the Hellburners, because a lot of them disappeared. There's only maybe a couple. There might be a couple dudes left, but you know, in the South Side, still all the clubs is around. You know, the crazy South Night. Well, not the South Night Street bikers. The bikers, the unknown bikers. I still see stuff from Assassinators and stuff like Dukes. I see some old patches still coming around. Yeah, dirty ones are still around. You got Forbidden Ones. You got dudes from my neighborhood, Forbidden Ones. Crazy Pistons, you know. Respect to the ghettos. I always represent the ghettos. That's the coalition that we in. You know, yeah, I never really wanted to be a part of. I could have been LK, you know, Latin King. Yeah. I had an opportunity to do Latin King thing, you know, a couple cousins and that and whatnot, but nah, you know.
And the Sunset Skins, that wasn't like a gang, it was more like a crew of.
Man.
It was like when you joined, it was like smaller, right?
I'll tell you a story. When I first got into metal, I was doing the whole gang thing, biker thing, you know, the Mesero Boys, trying to be, you know, just so I look like an outlaw. And we had hair. We started getting into metal. Me and my boy Angel, 2 Puerto Rican kids, you know, me and Angel were on the train. And we'd never seen skinheads before. We knew about it kind of, but we didn't really know nothing about that, you know? And I look into another train car. We were in one train car. We look at another train. We see a whole bunch of look Spanish kids, you know, a couple white ones, big motherfuckers, you know, tough looking dudes, you know. And all that giving us dirty looks. Me, Angel giving them dirty looks. Like, oh, fuck that. I had a big knife on me, and you know, and Angel's like, Angel fights, we fight, you know. And we're like giving these fucking dudes dirty looks and shit. No biggie, nothing happened. We go to meet some girls that we met. You know, they invited us to their house.
Uh-huh.
So I go, me and my boy Angel go to this girl's house. The girl's name was, I think, Valerie. And there was another girl there. And she said, yeah, I'm waiting for my boyfriend to come. So a little later, this fucking skinhead dude walks in. And he was the same skinhead dude. I was looking at me on the train. And I'm looking at him. And we didn't say shit to each other. We just looked at each other. And we went, like, aren't you? And we both started laughing. We're like, ah, we just started fucking laughing. We're like, get the fuck out of here. We're like, we were just on the train, like fucking, you know, staring each other down. Like, we just started laughing. Me and this motherfucker kicked it. He's half Puerto Rican Italian dude. My boy Richie Rodriguez. He's actually with a big MC club right now. Unknown Bikers. That's my boy. I go way back with him. So, you know, we kicked it that night. We became boys, and then I got to meet the rest of the skinhead dudes, the twins and Lusty Lou and the rest of them, and I started hanging with them, you know. And I never wanted to become a skinhead, you know. I liked my hair. I was getting girls left and right. And I was going to the metal clubs. I was banging girls left and right, bagging them. And these guys, skinhead dudes, are like, yo, man, it's your fucking hair. It's your hair. I'm like, nah, man, it's game. You got to have game. Like, nah, it's your hair. So when they always try to, they have me sleep over their house. And they're like, yo, when you fall asleep, we're gonna shave your head. I was like, you better not, motherfucker, you know. One day I surprised them. I shaved my head. And they were the fucking happiest motherfuckers in the world. So I started doing the whole skinhead thing with them, and I never really, you know, I don't know, I didn't. It wasn't like something I was set for. I met the dudes, we kicked it, we got along, you know. They introduced me to the hardcore scene because I didn't know shit about CBs. They brought me to CBs. Richie Rodriguez brought me to CBs for the first time, you know. And I was in the pit dancing fucking people up. I danced hard. Yeah. And there was some skinhead kid that had a spider tattoo on his neck that was giving me a dirty look, and he wanted to fight. So I put my hands up and said, let's fight. So he was looking around for other skinhead dudes like to jump me because he's like, yo, look at this long haired dude. Yeah. And that's when Richie was like, nah, he's with us, man. If you're going to fight him, we'll fight him one-on-one. You know? So I was in Lemore's, you know, long hair, everybody's skinhead or a punk. And I put my hands up. You want to fight, motherfucker? I'm ready to fight. Hair don't mean shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I know your appearance don't mean shit.
Yeah,
you know? Of course. Yeah, neck tattooing can scare me. You know? You know, I came from Williamsburg, man. I came from Graham Avenue. The fuck was whatever was going on in CB's was a blessing for me. I'm like, oh, I could deal with this. Ain't nobody dying here. You know, ain't nobody getting shot and stabbed in this motherfucker, you know? So I was cool with that, you know? And hardcore was just, it was a whole new ball game for me. Yeah. You know, it got me out of my neighborhood.